What's up, guys? We're here on Joe Finch's job site, and as you can see, Joe is rolling out liquid masking on all the windows. Before you use this miracle product that allows you to put paint directly over glass, you need to do some testing for adhesion first on the substrate that you're painting. So this is a window that Joe did some adhesion testing on, and we brought the liquid masking up onto the side here of the mutton bars, let it set for 24 hours, and we did a little peel off to see, and it actually peeled not only from the glass but all the way up off of the wood too. You can see here it kind of peels, almost looks like silicone when it comes off. So make sure you do a test, and if it doesn't adhere well to the surface that you're painting, you can do the method that we're doing here and just run some tape around the edges, and then you can roll it on into the body of the glass there. So the way that this stuff peels off, this has already been primed with one coat of universal primer over top of one coat of the liquid masking. So you can either use a knife here to cut, or if you don't have a knife, you have a putty knife handy, you can use that too. You're just going to get up underneath it a little bit there and start peeling back. Now you shouldn't have any problems when it comes off of the glass, right? That's what it's meant to do. But the product is also meant to bond to the surface around your glass. As you can see, I'll bring you in tighter here, as you can see that it's coming all the way off of that surface around the glass. So it's not only coming off the glass like it's supposed to, but it's coming off the surface up here. So if you do a test on a test pane before you do your whole project with this product, let it sit at least for 12 to 24 hours. And if you go to peel off like such, and it comes off the surface, you need to do what we've done on one of these other panes and run a quick course of tape around your border, and then you can apply your liquid masking in the middle. And I would recommend to do it that way because that's the way that I've done it in the past, is put your liquid masking on over your tape. I don't know how well painter's tape would adhere to this product itself, the liquid masking. It might stick without a problem, but I know sometimes VOC formulations and different tape tacks can kind of play not so nice together. Now, some people also might say that this product isn't meant to peel like that. You're meant to take your blade and cut around the glass first and then peel. If that's the case though, if that's what you're meant to do, you are still leaving behind this liquid masking on your surface that you're then going to paint over, and your paint is only as good as what's under it. If you have a product under there that's going to peel off as easy as this does, your paint job's probably not going to last a long time. As we all know, painting projects can take a long time. So the time that you put into it, you want to make sure it pays off. Look at that. You wouldn't want that to be your finished project and just have it peel off. All right, so you guys saw that other pane that had primer over it. These two panes have also been rolled with liquid masking, one coat. These, right, Joe? These just have one coat?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, so these windows here just have one coat of liquid masking. I'm not sure what the can says here, you guys would have to read it to be sure, but in our experience, both Joe and my experiences, you want to have at least two coats on here. You might be able to get by with one heavy coat. Three thin coats would be really good. This product is, however, meant to be a time saver, so 2 coats is usually sufficient for good coverage. What can happen with one coat is when you go to peel it, let's see here, this is just one coat. When you go to peel it sometimes, and it's not doing it here, but sometimes what will happen with one coat is you'll get a little piece, and it just keeps breaking, sometimes. And the other thing that can happen sometimes too that I've had in my experiences with one coat, if you're gonna go over this area here with a sprayer, or even with a brush, and you bring your color down, it slops down here onto the glass a little bit, when you peel, you'll still have some spots of color on the actual pane of glass itself, and in that case then you need to get out a razor cleanup. So that's something to be mindful of when using this product. Again, I'm not sure exactly what it says on the can. You could read that, it's how many coats they spec, but from two professionals' opinions, two coats the better. All right, so I just took a second here to read the can so I can give you guys some good information. One thing that I want to note is each sample here that you see me take off in this video has been sitting, it's been over a weekend, it's been sitting well over 4 days, okay? Each sample has been adhered for four days. What they call out here on the can is extra drying time up to 2 full days is required to allow masking liquid to cure sufficiently. And that is if you're using it as a primer. They do say on the can that you can use it as a primer on your sash around your glass. And I'm here telling you the exact opposite, right? Now, I'm not saying in every scenario, but I'm saying in my experience, that's what I've seen. Same with Joe. Joe has, we've both seen it work and we've both seen it not work. So what we're saying is to test. If your test fails, this is a good way to do it. Just use some masking tape. And you might say, why don't you throw up some paper or plastic while you're taping? This is quicker. It's quicker, hands down quicker. You could have a masking gun here with your tape and plastic on it, put your top piece on, rip it, and you have to pull your plastic down, you have to tape that in, tape it in here, tape it in there. This here, you set your tape, come back, and it's a quick, and you're good to go. Do that twice, and you're good to go. For all the pros out there who have noted that we have silicone border on these windows, and any pro out there too who's out there doing this on the weekend, paint cannot adhere properly to silicone. It just can't. So what we were doing here with our test, we were going to see if we could peel that liquid masking off of the silicone in the glass and have it adhere to the substrate. Since that didn't work, we're now masking, and we're making sure that our masking is just overlapping that silicone now so we don't have adhesion issues down the road. And as I'm peeling some of that leftover liquid masking off of this silicone here, because we're gonna keep that silicone track clean, if you've ever had to do silicone removal on any jobs, this is almost as labor intensive as that is. For all the pros out there who have noted that we have silicone border on these windows, and any pro out there too who's out there doing this on the weekend, paint cannot adhere properly to silicone. It just can't. So what we were doing here with our test, we were going to see if we could peel that liquid masking off of the silicone in the glass and have it adhere to the substrate. Since that didn't work, we're now masking, and we're making sure that our masking is just overlapping that silicone now so we don't have adhesion issues down the road. And as I'm peeling some of that leftover liquid masking off of this silicone here, because we're going to keep that silicone track clean, if you've ever had to do silicone removal on any jobs, this is almost as labor intensive as that is. One more tip for you guys off the top of my brain. If you guys are going to go the route of masking around your glass first, use a tape that you know has a clean removal period on it, and try not to leave the tape on past that clean removal. And on windows, there must be some kind of formula to calculate that. I think these two tapes both have at least a 90-day clean removal time. When your tape is on glass, the sun, UV, all the weather hits that tape. It can dry the tape out, and when you go to peel it, it can leave nasty residue behind. So make sure you're not leaving your tape on the glass for prolonged periods of time. Good luck with your project.